Hi, my name is Olga Pinchuk, and I'm the Business Analyst at Eastbanc Technologies. I'm going to talk about some of the UX practices that I've incorporated on one of my projects while working as a business analyst here. Before I get down to the activities and practices, I want to give you some context on what our app is designed to do. The project that I want to talk about is SoftPedal mobile application, a communication and coaching app for teenagers and their parents. Teenagers, with the help of parents and the app, can improve their driving experience while they're just starting to learn how to do it. The application tracks the trips of the users and compares the speed they drive with the speed limits on the road. It shows the personal driving statistics to the users. Parents, as well as kids, can see the violations and together work on their resolution. The application would give users relevant personalized tips, for example, how to drive in inclement weather conditions if such are going to occur very soon. The driving statistics in the app is presented in a fun game-like format. The app also allows adding friends and compete in terms of who is the most responsible, experienced, and cool. When you join a new project, you usually start from the basics, from trying to get the context what the application you are building is about. So I started to ask questions about what the app is required to do, to get initial understanding. Many answers that I got from our clients were, maybe, we don't know yet, we didn't think about it, oh, that will be nice to have. Usually you get such answers when the vision of the app is not fully defined. When the vision is not defined, it means the scope is not defined. Also, the client was initially only targeted at 50% of the audience, parents, while other 50% of the audience, kids, were supposed to download the app, register, and let the app live quietly on their phones. So basically 50% of the users would not have any experience. Their needs were not addressed in the initial vision. First, it was clear that we need to define the vision, identify the needs, opportunities, goals, and how to solve those in the app. We have two groups of the users in the application, teenagers and parents. Parents' needs are clear. Teenagers' needs are not. There definitely was a need to identify how to engage kids into using SoftPedal. Because the nature of the application itself, parents tracking, almost stalking the teenagers, made us question that the kids would at least leave the app live on their phones without wanting to uninstall or delete it. The needs of parents' user group were clear. Parents don't currently have a tool to help their children who are making their first steps in driving. SoftPedal would be a solution. The application should show kids trips and various kinds of violations, speeding, aggressive driving, distracted driving, to give parents an opportunity to work on the mistakes with their children later. The needs of the kids' audience were yet to be identified. I tried to imagine what an average teenager's needs would be and made a few assumptions. I assumed they would want to assess their own driving to self-reflect and become a better driver. I assumed they would like to read some tips that will help them feel more confident on the road. These two assumptions made up an educational component of the app. I also went through a few studies on the teens' behavior in the web and found out that they would definitely want the app to be fun. Teenagers tend to lose interest very quickly. It's very hard to keep their attention, so I added a game component to the app. I also assumed that the teenagers would like to socialize with their friends. That's how the social component appeared in the app. All in all, SoftPedal would give the teenager the following functionality: ability to see their trips and violations same way as their parents do. Ability to play the driving game, see how a baby monster with little driving skills is growing into a mature driver as they drive more and more and follow the driving rules. And SoftPedal would give them an ability to add friends and compete with them to see who will be the first to reach the goal of 3,000 miles. This vision, built on assumptions, was a basis to create initial scope and features decomposition. Before we go into the teenagers to confirm the assumptions of their needs, I had to present the vision assumption to the client and confirm with them. Our clients are the group of parents with the actual need to build the app that would help them train their children how to drive. So first, the assumptions and wireframes were validated with them. This was done through wireframing in Balsamiq. Once I had a list of assumptions on teenagers' needs and preliminary Balsamiq wireframes as a visual support, I decided it's time to validate those assumptions with the teen users. In order to confirm assumptions about teenagers' needs and use cases that can cover the needs in the app, I had to find kids to take part in the research. When I found 5 of them, I stopped looking. It was enough. As per Nielsen and Norman, as you add more and more users, you learn less and less because you will keep seeing the same things again and again. After the 5th user, you're wasting your time by observing the same findings repeatedly, but not learning much new. So I connected with 5 teenagers and started the experiment. I prepared a list of questions to ask. Demographic, questions about their driving experience. I tried to identify if the kids fit into the target audience with the required lack of driving experience. Questions about their relationships with parents, if their parents are liberal or conservative. Liberal parents would not even bother to install the app. I also tried to see how they feel about being tracked by parents all the time. If they see the app as a driving improvement tool, a tool that can help them learn, and what would be their goals, frustrations, and the main motivations to use the app. As a result of the user research, I was able to confirm my assumptions. The following would motivate teenagers to use SoftPedal application. Yes, teenagers do want to show parents they're not little kids anymore. They want to show parents they can be trusted. This was the fundamental major assumption that I had, and I was able to confirm it through the user interviews. Yes, they would like to see their driving statistics to self-assess. Yes, teenagers would find some driving tips useful. And yes, all of the users I talked to wanted to add friends and compete with them. The major frustrations teen users mentioned were the following. The tracking fact. Most said they would not be excited to hear their parents decided to track their driving. This was the biggest assumption about the frustrations, and it was confirmed. Moreover, not all of the teens users felt great about animation and game component. They pointed out that the app should be fun but not childish looking, as they're not kids anymore and driving is not a game. After I confirmed the assumptions about teens' needs, we started the development of the high-fidelity pixel-perfect mockups. When we were done with the majority of them, we created a clickable prototype in InVision to demo to the future beta testers. Parents who would crave for a similar app, parents who are ready to test ours. After the demo session with parents, we faced a few challenges. Conservative parents see the app as a tracking, controlling, parenting tool. Liberal segment of parents would think twice about even installing such an app. We're still struggling with this difference in the target audience, but for now we've incorporated some features for both segments of the audience. The settings in the app allow users to fine-tune the strictness of the tracking. If you want, you can track when your kid speeds by 1 mile, but you can set it up so you only track if they speed by, let's say, 10 miles. SoftPedal is in beta testing now, and we're just a step away from the Apple Store. I think the outcome of the user research that was done in the very beginning is very positive, and I must say it's worth spending time and effort on getting to know your users better. What we were able to do, we successfully filled out the missing parts of the puzzle. We formed the vision and outlined the scope based on it. We confirmed the assumptions and were able to understand the user needs, which helped us to shape up the app and engage the teen audience. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video.